U97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio.
Power to the listeners.
It is now time for Major News to the Hour, brought to you by Crystal Beverages Company, Super Quality Supermarket, Sheikh Lisha Limited, and the Trinidad and Tobago News Day.
This is the 6 a.m. news on U97.5, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio. I am Umaratan Singh. Good morning. The road carnage continues. This as an accident along the Churchill-Roosevelt Highway entrance, 1 dead and 5 others hospitalized. Police reports indicate that Nicole Figueroa was standing at the side of the road around 9 a.m. yesterday when a group of vehicles were driving near the Holiday Inn Express. One of the drivers swerved to avoid colliding with another vehicle and lost control of his vehicle and knocked down Figueroa. The woman was taken to the Arima Hospital where she died. Investigations are continuing. Five men have been arrested following the seizure of 2 firearms and a quantity of ammunition yesterday, according to police report, and a pistol. Reports are that officers of the Western Division Task Force conducted an Operation Restoration exercise in the Cocorite district yesterday. Acting on information received, the officers went to Harding Place, Cocorite, where they conducted a search. Officers discovered and seized 1 pistol with 5 rounds of .5 ammunition, as well as 1 MP5 submachine gun with 2 magazines containing 43 rounds of 9mm ammunition. 5 men were arrested with the find. A 40-year-old police constable is expected to be charged this afternoon with the offense of sexual assault. The officer, who is attached to the police band, was held on Thursday night and is detained at the Aruca police station as investigations are completed. The incident allegedly took place around 7:10 p.m. on Thursday. The victim told investigators she was in a maxi taxi along the Priority bus route when she felt someone touching her hip and legs. She raised an alarm and warned the individual repeatedly. The driver of the maxi, on hearing the commotion, drove to the Aruca police. The police constable was taken into custody. Air quality in Trinidad and Tobago on Sunday reached unhealthy levels as a strong concentration of Saharan dust covered Trinidad and Tobago. The Met Office has advised that current concentration is associated with a thick plume of Saharan dust making its way across the Caribbean islands. The Met Office, in an update, advised that the northern range was not visible. These conditions are expected to persist for the week ahead until at least Friday. Those who are sensitive to this change in air quality are necessary precautions. The Public Transport Service Corporation says it will be operating at 100% capacity once more from today. This as government continues to relax the COVID-19 restrictions. In a release issued, the PTSC advises commuters, however, it will continue to adhere to the preventative measures in accordance with the Ministry of Health guidelines. Persons alert continue to plague our society. Yet another 2 persons have gone missing during the Father's Day weekend in separate incidents. The first missing person is 14-year-old Kendra Coffee of Southern Main Road, Faizabad. She was reported as missing on the same date at 4:50 p.m. Kendra is described as of African descent, 5 feet 5 inches tall, brown in complexion, and has a long braided hairstyle. She was last seen wearing a pair of long blue pants, a green and black blouse, and a black sandals. In the same light, the second missing person is described as The 6 positive tested COVID-19 patients who returned to Trinidad via the cruise ship on June 12th continues to recuperate at the Cora Hospital. In its latest COVID-19 update, the Ministry of Health reports that there are no new positive case. Number of infected persons still standing at 123. The ministry also reports that testing continues apace at CARFA, with the number of samples submitted rising to 3,995. Regionally, President Donald Ramota yesterday denied that he had hired Cambridge Analytica, the United Kingdom political consulting firm that collapsed in scandal, to help with his 2015 election campaign after former company director said that work was done for the party. The comments by the official were highlighted yesterday by de facto Prime Minister Moses Nagaran interference since 2013 to conduct race-based interference in Guyana's national affairs. And the weather for today continues to be generally hazy and windy at times, with occasional intervals of showers. Of the isolated thunderstorm during the morning period. Seas are moderate, waves 2 to 2.5 meters in open waters and below 1 meter in sheltered areas. Maximum temperature 32 degrees Celsius. High tides at 5:32 p.m., low tides at 11:04 a.m. and 10:16 p.m. Join us again at 7 a.m. for Martin Singh. Good morning.
That was Major News to the Hour, brought to you by Crystal Beverages Company, Super Quality Supermarket, Sheikh Leisha Limited, and the Trinidad and Tobago News Day. A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited of 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. For all your hardware materials from foundation to finish. Not forgetting all your general contracting needs. We have it all at A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited. Location call Tiki Ali at 650-2180.
A&S Hardware are wholesalers and retailers of plywood, an assortment of lumber, galvanized pipe, hollow section, and steel. Customers can enjoy special prices on white pine and
Coolspot Enterprises Limited, number 86 Pearville, opposite the TSTT Exchange in Mayaro. We specialize in all types of meats, dry goods, liqueur, beverages, ice, LPG, gas, motor oils, stationery supplies, and photocopying. We also provide rentals of tents and chairs for your every occasion. Come in and take advantage of retail. We are open every day, even on public holidays, for your convenience. TT Post services are available here at Kathy's Coolspot Enterprises Limited of number 86 Pearville, Mayaro, where our friendly staff will be happy to serve you.
For quality items, visit Super Quality Supermarket of Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, as well as Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket, Cuba Car Park, for all your grocery items, liquor, fresh fruits, and vegetables, not forgetting their bed and bath section, and kitchen appliances for great prices and discounts at any of our 3 locations, Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Cuba. For quality items, Super Quality Supermarket and Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality unbleached bromate free all-purpose and baker's flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisha Limited 665-3336 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisha Limited, quality you can trust.
Book is now available twice a week, only in your Trinidad and Tobago Newsday. Now you really can look forward to staying home. Newsday, independent and credible.
Yes, indeed, and welcome and a very good morning to you, our listeners on 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. Let me say a very good morning to our international audience streaming live with us. Good morning and thanks for choosing 975 FM Hot Like Pepper as your radio of choice. I am Kenrick Jargono. I will be taking you until the hour of 9 this morning as we look at some of the stories of the day and also give you, our ardent listening audience, an opportunity to share your thoughts and to share your views with us. But to do so, you need to call at 6367547 and 227-5739. Good morning, people, and welcome to today's edition of the morning program right here on 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. Let me remind you that we are broadcasting to you live from Couva in central Trinidad, the energy capital, and you can also catch us live, yes, at U975. You can catch us at U975. That's our address to get us on YouTube. We are live on YouTube, so you can catch us live. And you can also share your thoughts and share your views with us this morning. Let me say a very good morning to our colleague here, the man who is responsible for doing all of this morning, Mr. Parasram. Thank you very much, friend, for partnering with us here at 975. Well, first up, let me alert you as to what are some of the major stories as published in today's edition of the Newsday newspaper. By the way, just about 12 minutes here past the hour of 6 o'clock, and that time check came to you through the kind courtesy of Radio 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. Well, yesterday was a rather very significant day for fathers in Trinidad and Tobago and elsewhere, of course. Yesterday was Father's Day, and I know that some of you are probably still, trying to get out of bed this morning. So as such, let me keep you abreast as to some of the developing stories, some of the stories published in today's edition of the Newsday newspaper. Well, on today's edition, on the front page is a very graphic photograph, and the photograph is telling us that Sherry Prasad, president of the Trinidad and Tobago Members Club Association and a director of a casino, well, they are making preparation to open as of today. Yes, those of you who would have listened to Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley on Saturday afternoon would know that will be open today. Well, it's not back to normal, according to the Prime Minister. It's the new normal, because we still have to take all of the necessary precautions, all of the necessary guidance. And note too that PTSC, the Public Transport Service Corporation, well, they are back out this morning in trying to transport people from one point to another, but so preventative measures are still in place. Remember that, no mask, no service. So casinos, according to the story on today's edition of the Newsday, casinos want credit. And Airports Authority accused of, that's a story which will grab your attention. The story said that the Airports Authority is being accused of discriminating against an estate constable because of his hairstyle. That story is on page 3. So you can get your copy of today's edition of the Newsday and read the details. 5. The Movement for Social Justice, that is the head, David Abdullah. Well, he is making a case for the removal of a Columbus statue. Well, Mukesh and I would have spoken about this over the weekend, and I would have said in the United Kingdom begged to return home. Supermarket Association welcomes the 10 p.m. closing time. And yes, well, the road carnage continues as a woman would have lost her life in a car accident. So the road carnage continues in this. Management Authority warns people vulnerable to Sahara dust. Yes, it's very, very bad indeed. I mean, even on Friday, trying to get into Chaguanas, one could not have seen the hills, period, because of the Saharan dust. So those of you who are suffering with a respiratory ailment, Saharan dust is in the air, and according to the Met Office, it will be with us until Friday. We may get some ease in this Saharan dust. So take all of the necessary precautions. Trinidad and Tobago students stranded in India feel hopeless. That story is on guard. Tobago preparing for second wave of COVID-19. You know, it is important to note that on Saturday, during the Prime Minister's contribution as he spoke to us, the people of Trinidad and Tobago. He said, look, even though Trinidad and Tobago, we do not have what you call coronavirus, we still need to take all the necessary precaution. Why? When you look at what is happening in South America, more so in Brazil, in Chile, and Peru, and so on, it can tell you something that we here in Trinidad and Tobago, we need to be very, very to open, but then you need to take stock of yourself, because, listen, when you look at what is happening in the United States also too, despite some of the states open for business and what have you, the virus continues. Presbyterian Church condemned systemic racism. That story is on page 10. You can read the details of that. Time for Labour to hold reins of power. This according to David Abdullah, the Movement for Social Justice Political Union, who is head of the Farmers Association. That's the Unified Farmers Association, Shiraz Khan. Well, he has signaled his intention to contest the Chaguanas seat in the upcoming general election. And the United National Congress, and us here at 975, well, we will keep you abreast, abreast as to all of these developments taking place in the politics of Trinidad and Tobago. It's just about 18 minutes past the hour of 6 o'clock. Let me take a very short commercial break, and when we come back, we'll take your calls at 07 and 227 5739. Those are the numbers to get into our program this morning. Stay with us here, 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper.
Sharon, how is your daughter?
Fine. She's 2 inches taller.
My son is 5 inches taller.
My daughter's class prefect.
Well, my son is president of the book club.
My daughter scored 90% on her SEA test.
My son... Fine, you win.
Newsday's newly revamped helps students improve their chances of success. Let your child build today the future they want tomorrow.
Available in your Monday Newsday. Newsday, independent and credible.
A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited of 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo for all your hardware materials from foundation to finish. Not forgetting all your general contracting needs. We have it all at A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited, located at 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. Just call Tiki Ali at 650-2180.
This Hardware are wholesalers and retailers of plywood, an assortment of lumber, galvanized pipe, hollow section, and steel. Customers can enjoy special prices on white pine and pitch pine doors.
Yes, indeed, and a very good morning again, Trinidad and Tobago, and thank you very much for choosing 97.5 FM Hot Like Pepper as your radio of choice. I am Kenrick Juggernaut, and yes, sitting alongside me this morning is my colleague Mukesh Baburam, and we will be taking you until the hour of 9 this morning as we invite your calls at 6367547 and 2275739. You're with the morning program, the most interactive morning program on the airwaves of Trinidad and Tobago. Let me take this call on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning. And good morning to you, sir.
And good morning, Mukesh. All right, two little points I want to actually, concentrate on. Ken, I'm a little bit kind of, baffled. Penelope Beggars came down here, and she was screened virtually. And so why she really had to actually come down here, right from the USFA, rather than be screened from the USA in a similar fashion. So that was kind of puzzling to me, right? And secondly, Kenrick, I do think that people, at least me, want the borders to be open for all and sundry to actually enter, right? But what I think is this, just as other countries are giving preference to their citizens re-entering country and having them, quarantined and so forth to their facilities, being used in places like Australia, right, South Korea and so forth. We could do likewise. I'm not speaking about allowing tourists to come here in huge numbers and so forth. I'm talking about our citizens who are actually domiciled here. That's what I say. Right?
All right. Well, I hear you.
Much, Ken.
All right. Well, I hear you. Well, just let me respond to your best. I don't know whether you would have listened to Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley on Saturday, where he said that, look, all nationals who want to come back home, they will be welcome back home. But there's a process. That process, one must observe that process. In essence, he's saying that if you want to come back home, and he also said that we do not want to the system in Trinidad, that is to say, crowd the system. If you have about 90 or 100 people who are quarantined, you'll be looked after, treated, and so on. If you do not test positive or whatnot, you'll be allowed to get back into society, and then they will continue to accept more and more people. He also said that we cannot compare ourselves with other countries. Our situation is quite different to other countries. That's his point of view. You may agree or you may disagree, but to me there's merit in. Continue with our discussion here this morning. Let me say a very special good morning to my co-host here this morning, Mukesh Baburam. Good morning, Mukesh.
Good morning to you, Kenrick. Good morning to Trinidad and Tobago, in particular listeners of U975 FM. A lot of happy faces this morning, Kenrick, while I was coming to work. People smiling. I don't know if it is because bars were opening today. I don't know. Could be because I didn't see that smile last week. Up to last week, I think, but people are happy today. I don't know if that's the reason. Eh?
Well, be happening this week and getting into the weekend with bars being open, casinos, cinemas, and what have you. But more importantly, to Mukesh, Cora River and Maracas Beach. Yes?
Yes. Yeah. And maybe the homes now might be, people in the homes might be a little happier because, 24 hours a day, a wife seeing her husband home. It doesn't make for good relationship, Kenrick. This man in front of your eye, she might be glad.
Well, let me also alert our listening audience. Well, you can catch us live on YouTube, Mukesh.
Yes.
You can go to YouTube, type in RCL U975, and you can catch both Mukesh Baburam and myself live. You can catch us live. Let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome.
Good morning, sir.
And good morning to you, sir.
All right. I was taking some Abdullah.
So why David Abdullah get you vexed this morning, boy?
Because, you know what he doing? Yeah. He want Columbus statue to be removed.
Anyway, I would have said my piece on that already.
I know. We talk about it Friday.
To what end? To what is the purpose? What is the objective? What people are hoping to achieve? What are they hoping to achieve? Will it change history? It will not change history. Go ahead.
Personally, I would like to meet him and ask him that question.
Mm-hmm.
Because it don't make no sense. He that labor should hold the reins. Remember that?
Yeah, that was that was the mantra of the United Labour Front at one time. Not some occasion.
Yes, definitely.
Let those who labor hold the reins.
Those who labor hold the reins. Yes.
It started with George Weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Now, failed politicians start the couture. They should know this have an aftermath, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy, what has he achieved? He failed as a politician, and every time yes, we have a lot of support and whatnot. No, I think Mr. Abdullah should resign and just fade out. Because to me, he has contributed nothing.
But these people and Errol MacLeod, they would have been a part of government at one time.
Yes.
They never called for Labour to hold the reins of power. And your argument has merit. What have they done to actually or greater empower labor in this country? What have they done? Go ahead.
They only empower themselves, making a set of couture all over the place. And I think if it had any importance in this country, a lot of them would be my guests down like Nelson Island or somewhere. Because there are politicians too who are not active, and every so often, and any issue, they are kind of jury and judge. We don't need this type of people here. We don't need them. And it's time the people tell them that. But every one of them had a little friend, and we just go at the rum shop and sit down and drink and take. And sometimes I tell you, I don't drink, but if I could drink a beer once in a while.
All right, my friend, we got your gist of your contribution.
All right, well, listen, Mr. David Abdullah, like any other citizen of this country, is free to voice his opinion. There is this debate with the statue. Of course, it's over social media, over normal media. There will be those who for the removal, there will be those against the removal, and it's a debate that is ongoing. Again, people against the organization for being. In fact, that organization is split because Ricardo Barrett, he's doing a different line also. So, of course, we must allow people to vent, to allow themselves to, and listen to them. And also they will listen to us and we respond.
No, but I take a different spin on that. My thought on this, removing these statues, Mukesh, what are you hoping to achieve? And that's my question. You cannot change history. You cannot rewrite history. And that's my question this morning. What are you hoping to achieve?
Well, okay, that is your point of view, my point of view, and others. But there are others with other points of view. And but before I take that call, Kenrick, we got to go to a commercial break.
All right. Well, as you say that, Mukesh, I need to head off to the newsroom. So I'll leave you for a bit.
Sure.
And be back with you in just about 15 or 20 minutes time.
Okay.
Stay with us here at 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper.
Well, we got to go to a commercial break.
Hurry to 3C2 Rentals, number 77 Bonaventure Road, Gasparillo, for your business and rental needs. Available for rent: coring machines, compactors, concrete vibrators, demolition hammers, drills, so much more. We offer free transport in and around Gasparillo and at very competitive prices. Visit or call us at 650-2362 or 789-4581 for more information.
Contractors Limited of 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo for all your hardware materials from foundation to finish. Not forgetting all your general contracting needs. We have it all at A&S Hardware and General Contractors Limited, located at 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. Just call Tiki Ali at 650-2...
A&S Hardware are wholesalers and retailers of plywood, an assortment of pipe, hollow section and steel. Customers can enjoy special prices on white pine and pitch pine doors.
We all enjoy a certain amount of freedom of speech. Mr. David Abdullah, he is the leader of a political party, and we got to respect the gentleman. We might disagree with him, but that is his right. It's a very contentious issue at this point in time, the removal of the Christopher Columbus statue. In fact, I never went to look at Christopher Columbus statue. I doubt anybody, when they went to Port of Spain, they told their children, listen, children, let us go Port of Spain and we shall go to look at Christopher Columbus statue because it represents history. Many people was unaware that statue was there. Nobody bothered with it. All of a sudden it's a hot topic here in Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning.
Morning, Mr. Barber, Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes, sir.
You know, to be honest with you, I can't even try to the museum. I went to the zoo. But I wasn't even when a statue was there, and I couldn't wait to you. I never was aware that I Columbus statue for us. So, I think, with all, Trinidad is a free country. You are free to make a suggestion or a recommendation. But I think, it being all fair to Mr. Abdullah, I think he needs to prepare proper, before opening his mouth, he needs to prepare a proper case or a proper reason, proper grounds that people can remove in his statue, right? And he was in government, he was part of the last government for 5 years. Oh, he didn't talk about, he didn't suggest that I can remove the statue. All of a sudden, the statue is a problem. So I understand his philosophy, really. I mean, but to make himself clear to the public so we can better understand where he's coming from or where he's dealing, what he really want to deal with. Because, I mean, at this point in time, Mr. Mukesh, among the issues, the biggest issue facing the country now is financial and our heading back to our economy, heading back to where it could carry us forward. And we are here now for that dealing with that. And that's the most.
Okay.
That's my suggestion here for now.
Thank you very much. Okay, man. All right. Well, you see, the issues, COVID-19, the reopening of the economy, people going to bars. We have the crime. A 2-year-old girl was killed. Quite a number of issues we have, but there are people whose issue is Black Lives Matter, and that comes first to them. Able to vent, that is their issue. That is their issue. I may disagree. You may disagree. But of course, and we got to respect that. All throughout history, people have risen up against discrimination. Throughout history, there are those who always try to suppress, and there are those who stood up against it. So again, we must respect that. And this period in time will be where children, maybe 20 years from today, will be studied in their books, school books, and thinking about Black Lives Matter. But let's go to other things right now. If you said there are other issues that are more important for yourselves, again, you can post your comments to us on. Well, the Archbishop said that he is hurting. Well, what is happening here in Trinidad and Tobago? Stunned by the murder of a girl 2 years old. And he urging criminals to reflect on their lives. What will people in religion supposed to do is go out there and meet the people. Not plenty of big speeches and things. But I have not really, during the weekend I was a bit busy. Heard anything from the police commissioner. I mean, he's very quick to open his mouth. He's very, very quick to say anything against the police service or on towards him. Did he make any comment on the murder of this 2-year-old girl? I would like to know. Maybe he did, and I am not aware of it. I am sure a gentleman who goes quickly to the media would definitely want to say something. Even the Archbishop is so moved that he came out and said something. Fitzgerald Hines, Member of Parliament, well, a gentleman who has access to all the media, he now writing. Condemning Gabriel Faria. Maxi Coffee wrote a letter they ended in trouble now Fitzgerald Hines. Well, if you listen carefully, I said I did not follow the news during the weekend because I'm a bit tied up. So, you know. But go ahead.
He didn't make a response, but something that I tend to somewhat not full in agreement with it, but he did.
All right.
Saying the same thing you saying, Black Lives should come out and make noise, blah, 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 and particular issue.
Well, I never said that.
Not you, I said he.
Okay.
Said. In the same sense that you are acting for all of a sudden TV6 ran a special. I feel you should have a look at it, and then you will understand. We've been fighting this thing. If you look at what happened in India, England just moved into India and that was the end. You know. No part of Africa they could have just moved in and take over. Right? Had to have a war. In India, they didn't have to fight for India. Enjoy your morning, my friend.
All right. That is debatable. What you said is disputable. You know the Indian mutiny in 1857. But it's a debate I really don't want to go to. I have said throughout history, people have always risen up against oppression. They have risen up against the oppressor. I just said that a few moments ago. Maybe you were sleeping. You are partially correct when you said in India certain things, because in India, abuse is accepted, discrimination is accepted via the caste. The book says the lowest caste, who are the Shudras, their duty is to serve the upper caste. And that is preached. That was preached for thousands of years. So people, once God says so, people will meekly serve. 2, it says the only people who are supposed to fight are the Kshatriyas. But I don't want to go within the Hindu religion. I just want to stay with... Good. Yes, sir.
I think that the Archbishop's statement is only desperation.
Yes.
And let me tell you something about my people in Trinidad here. We know everybody else's business. You say something about me, and I say, hey, you see Babu Ram do that? Is that a minister? You see the opposition do that? We always point other people's faults because we don't have enough time to fix our own. A 2-year-old child shot and killed. The Archbishop in despair. People come on this radio this morning. Nobody want to go and find how this happened, where it happened, why it happened, and cooperate with the powers that be to ensure this doesn't continue. Don't go into the primary school and try to help with the sports day and get your ending in right. No, that's not your business.
Well, I think people throughout the world who are following, well, technology has made everybody a commentator. Has spread information so quickly that you will know what happened in another part of the world quickly. Before even the traditional media outlets print it, publish it, even speak about it. Let's go to the lines. Good morning.
Mukesh again. Sorry to call again.
You go ahead.
But yeah, Mukesh, I was looking at the world news today, right?
Yes.
I mean, here in the world news. And it is definitely been said like in Venezuela, where there has been a shut off basically of the true news, there has been in recent time, that is within this present month, a spike in the number of the coronavirus, right?
Yeah.
Right. Now I know our officialdom here, they talk a lot about the quarantine, right?
Right.
That has been underlined by these authorities. Now that there's a spike in Brazil and Venezuela, I would like to know what our local authorities here are doing to actually beef up our, security along the southwestern coast of Trinidad and Tobago. That is, I think, equally important in down the airport and preventing our own nationals, right, coming in the country. Because everybody knows in Trinidad right now there are loads of Venezuelans by untoward means. And I think that knowing that that in Venezuela there is an increase in the amount of virus, we ought to be very, very mindful and take action and actually send down probably quarter of our Coast Guard regiment and let them patrol those shores, right, and make sure that this virus do come into Trinidad from Venezuela. And another thing I know, so people feel that when passengers come here on planes and so forth, right there, so we can actually, free up the airport to actually, take in people right from countries where we have less of the virus situation. All right, thanks.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much. Well, of course, the biggest threat to Trinidad and Tobago as far as COVID-19 is concerned is Venezuela. And if the authorities, as I said before, and I would have mentioned it maybe last week or before, about that border. I know we have callers in line, but we need to go to a commercial break. It's 6:45 in the morning. It's time for another commercial.
Today, Vista Bella, Ari Peru, Princess Town, or their newest location in San Pedro via Rio Claro. Call today 652-6297 or 747-8601. Davies Radiator Wood.
Davidson Safety Garments for all your industrial safety supplies. We supply a wide range of industrial needs such as face masks, coveralls, shirts and pants, jackets, aprons, lab coats, fire-resistant clothing, steel-toe boots, and we also do 863. Our fax number is 653-9271, or you can email us at sales@davidsonsafetygarments.com. Whatever your safety needs, we can supply.
Six 4:07 in the morning. Beautiful Monday morning. Many people will be happy this morning with the lifting of restrictions on certain areas. Let's just go to the lines. Good morning. Hello to you.
I just called to wish you a good morning.
Oh, thank you very much, and a pleasant morning to yourself.
Yes, and belated Father's Day greetings. So you can take today off to a Father's Day, right?
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye to you. Well, so nice to know that you are listening to us. Listening to U975 FM on this Monday morning. Well, the politics is heating up. I see the competitors out there in San Juan Barrett area. Saddam Hussein and Jason J.W. Williams doing some voluntary work, some PNM activists. And whoever it is, whether UNC or PNM, it is really not voluntary work you are doing. Once it's election season, and now is the time you're going to clean people's place and paint it up and things for them. You simply look. Voluntary service is doing something without expectation of anything in return, because you're volunteering your services. I see in the newspaper and on television last, and in the news they're calling that voluntary service. That is not voluntary service as long as you're seeking something in return. And what you are seeking in return in San Juan Barrett area is votes. So of course you can go and paint people thing. Voluntary service. Pass it off as we are campaigning. Because we are campaigning and we are hugging up babies and kissing. Well, I doubt you're able. I wonder if politicians will be able to hug babies and kiss babies and things this election season. Might be one of those seasons that is prohibited. Well, I don't know. Port of Spain South Executive, they are going to meet the Prime Minister, having a meeting with the Prime Minister. This PNM this time around operating just like the UNC. I have never seen so much bacchanal in the PNM yet. Selection. And like they are reversing roles, because I have not seen any bacchanal in the UNC. Well, not until today. Up to today. I don't know if it will come afterwards. The Labre constituency, they are hoping to have a candidate by today. So they are not sure. Well, they are Port of Spain South Executive. They are going to meet the Prime Minister on the candidacy of Cleopatra Burrell. She is a no-show as far as they are concerned. Of you who woke up yesterday to all this dust, first time I believe I have seen so much Saharan dust in the atmosphere. When I woke up yesterday for hours, this place looking dazed. First I thought it was overcast. But let's go to the lines. Good morning.
Morning, Mukesh.
Morning to you, sir.
From the newsroom.
Yes, sir.
Jenna, I say it right now. If you don't like a candidate that either party put up, don't vote for them. Leave them there. You don't have to go and make no noise by no prime minister here like that and by the opposition. the opposition had the last say and the Prime Minister had the last say who are you going to put. You could be dog with a tail or a dog without a tail. I put in that for you. I am telling you, if you don't vote, you have nothing to do with it.
Well, you see, hello? Because you are disappointed with the politics today, so that's why you are saying. But I'm sure in times gone by, whoever the candidate was, you're voting.
Yeah, I voted because I know I know who going up for the election.
Right.
I see the right post that I know going up for the election. You cannot tell me that you even hit a youth leader for something to keep going on and long and long. And you just take up something from me, dustman and to pay this for me, I chip it away. So that is the whole problem.
And do you know the candidates for your area, so both the UNC and the PNM?
They call us for from Rajbali, for Chaguanas West. We don't know who is he.
For the PNM or the UNC?
The UNC.
And the PNM's candidate?
Well, they're PNM candidate yet. The only person that got in Chaguanas West for the PNM candidate is a fellow named Singh.
All right.
From the agriculture and thing.
Avinash Singh?
Avinash Singh.
Yeah.
He's the only to change yet. Yeah, but the UNC could change all the time. So this fellow, Rajbali, they call him.
Right.
Imagine in the world of politics, I all the time around the politics, you know, with this, I never hear this name. And you put him here, but I already said that they put up an Indian name, Wendy Francis here. I don't know how she look like, you only watching she on a picture in she office, and you even know where the office there, but she don't even come. She don't walk around the area, she don't talk to nobody. All I know, she knows Wendy Francis, and they say she lives down in Woodlands and Francisco. And she is the local representative for Felicity Endeavour. Yes. So all these things, I going to vote for what? You ask them for that walk in the road, you want to show them something, they have an office, come by the office and tell them, and they don't know which party it is. All that kind of thing. But when I used to vote, I could not tell you who was the representative. We always are around the representative. We always walk in. We always know what, and we always campaign it. Night, morning, noon, and night. But fix up, I gone. So, but I want to tell you also the Christopher Columbus statue. Which part they have that nobody don't go down watching it.
People who were unaware there was a statue there, all of a sudden it become important to them.
No, nobody don't go there. And when I go in town today, I go make a look again to see that what direction it is in and if it causes any richness or poverty.
But I want to go down by the statue quickly and take a picture before it is removed. Right.
No, I don't know they could move it because which part it is. It really making no sense. Nobody is looking at it.
But they could bring it.
Going.
They could bring it.
So you're going.
Vandana Monas or I want to bring.
You know, Mukesh, I say move that statue of Columbus and put Sat Maharaj one. Because Sat Maharaj, anybody passing, they go, no, well, how much problem he make in the Indian community, how much school he build, how much teachers he take, how much time he cost the Prime Minister. You know, he have a history behind Sat Maharaj there.
A very colorful history.
Right. Everybody will know about that. If you don't want to know about Columbus history, you're going
to... look, even Kuva here, if they put a statue of Crow, that I could show my children and grandchildren and say, this is the man who sing against Indian people.
So he's to sing.
Look, he sing about Indian people his whole life.
Right.
Put the statue there.
I got this fella to his partner, Sugar Aloes.
Yeah. Put the statue.
Get an acre land from Caroni and put all of them in line.
Right. Yeah.
Put all of them in line and write the history.
Yeah.
And you go see. You go see the history.
All right, sir. Nice. Thank you very much. Sorry to cut you up there. Here I see Oma Ratan Singh. She's also here. So let me make way for Kenrick. News is coming up in a short while.
Yes, as we head up to the hour of 7 o'clock, just about 4 minutes here to the hour of 7. And note that time check came to you through the kind courtesy of Radio 975. You have a caller here on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 975.
Morning, Mr. Kenneth. Morning, back, man. You should have a statue museum, you know. So, you know, when I go to visit, you see all them statues one time. You don't have to go all about Trinidad because I just transferred for the Spain so regular. I never know that statue at Columbus. The corner there. So I have a statue museum for all them statues in one museum. I put that man and all. I put photos of man there. All the people that contributed to the country in some way. But then one, so when I go there, they try and see all the statue one time and the history on that.
All right, well, you know, my friend and Mukesh, I thought that this morning there would have been a chorus of call the police to investigate and bring closure where a toddler, a 2-year-old girl, along with her father, was shot and killed. I thought this morning, Mukesh, there would have been an outrage, especially coming from those people who would have found the necessary enthusiasm and oxygen. Last week, Black Lives Matter. What about this toddler, this girl, shot and killed?
Well,
I thought there would have been an outrage this morning. Nothing has happened.
So with 500 plus murders, Kenrick.
Yeah.
People are accustomed with it. Maybe if we go above 500 and reach about 8, but we are accustomed, we expect 500 and plus. So it look like we kind of, we out there.
I am saying that this morning, I would have expected all those people who would have shown the necessary enthusiasm with Black Lives Matter, that entire movement, that this morning they would have called on those people who would have been responsible for the killing of that young girl.
Listen, if it was a white man who killed,
yeah,
you would have marched.
So, you see, this country is just about hypocrisy.
If a white man
killed, about hypocrisy.
You understand?
Yeah.
You would have marched.
All right, we're heading up to the hour of Sansing, and when we come back, I know our lines are burning up, but please, folks, bear with us. We're heading up to the 7 o'clock newscast, and when we come back, we'll continue to entertain your calls right here on 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. Stay with us.
FM, Hot Like Pepper, multicultural radio.
Power to the listeners.
It is now time for Major News to the Hour, brought to you by Crystal Beverages Company, Super Quality Supermarket, Sheikh Elisha Limited, and the Trinidad and Tobago Newsday.
This is the news to 7 a.m. on U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio, telling us that Arima police are searching for a man who stabbed his cousin twice in the neck. According to the report, the suspect is from Lawrence Park, Arima. The victim, a 37-year-old man from Stephen Trace, Malabar, remains warded in a serious condition at the Eric Williams Medical Complex up to late last evening. 5 men have been arrested following the seizure of 2 firearms and a quantity of ammunition yesterday. According to police reports, the illegal firearms included a submachine gun and a pistol. Reports are that officers of the Western Division tasked in an Operation Restoration exercise in the Cokerie district yesterday. Acting on information received, the officers went to Harding Place, Cokerie, where they conducted a search. Officers discovered and seized 1 pistol with 5 rounds of .5 ammunition, as well as 1 MP5 submachine gun with 2 magazines containing 43 rounds of 9mm ammunition. 5 men were arrested with the find. A 40-year-old police constable is expected to be charged this afternoon with the offense of sexual assault. The officer, who is attached to the police band, was held on Thursday night and his investigations are completed. The incident allegedly took place around 7:10 p.m. on Thursday. The victim told investigators she was in a maxi taxi along the priority bus route when she felt someone touching her hip and legs. She raised an alarm and warned the individual repeatedly. The driver of the maxi taxi, on hearing the commotion, drove to the Arouca police station where the victim made a report. The police constable was taken into custody. Air quality in Trinidad and Tobago on Sunday reached unhealthy levels as a strong concentration of Saharan dust covered Trinidad. Saharan concentration is associated with a thick plume of Saharan dust making its way across the Caribbean islands. These conditions are expected to persist for the week ahead until at least Friday. Those who are sensitive to this change in air quality are strongly advised to take the necessary precautions. The Public Transport Service Corporation says it will be operating at 100% capacity once more from today. This as government continues to relax the COVID-19 restrictions. In a release issued, the PTSC advises commuters with the Ministry of Health guidelines. Missing persons alert continue to plague our society. Yet another 2 persons have gone missing during the Father's Day weekend in separate incidents. The first missing person is 14-year-old Kendra Coffey of Southern Main Road, Faizabad. She was reported as missing on the same date at 4:50 p.m. Kendra is described as of African descent, 5 feet 5 inches tall, brown in complexion, and has a long braided hairstyle. She was last seen wearing a pair of long blue pants, a green and black blouse, and a black sandals. In the same light, the second missing person is described as 40-year-old Barry Ramsuk of Derrick Road, Chase Village. A report says that he was last seen and missing on Saturday at 6:30 p.m. Barry is described as of East Indian descent, brown complexion, has a medium build, and has green hair in a low-cut hairstyle. In addition to calling the respective police stations, citizens with information on either of these missing persons can contact the police. The 6 positive tested COVID-19 patients who returned to Trinidad via the cruise ship on June 12th continues to recuperate at the Cora Hospital. In its latest COVID-19 update, the Ministry of Health reports that there are no positive cases, with the number of infected persons still standing at 123. The ministry also reports that testing continues apace at CARFA, with the number of samples submitted rising to 3,995. Join us for Major News. I am Uma Ratan Singh. Good morning.
That was Major News to the Hour, brought to you by Super Quality Supermarket, Sheikh Lisha Limited, and the Trinidad and Tobago News Day. A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited of 10 Gasparillo for all your hardware materials from foundation to finish. Not forgetting all your general contracting needs. A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited, located at 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. Just call Tiki Ali at 650-2180.
A&S Hardware are wholesalers and retailers of plywood, an assortment of lumber, galvanized pipe, hollow section, and steel. Customers can enjoy special prices behind doors.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality unbleached bromate free all-purpose and baker's flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisha Limited 665-3336 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisha Limited, quality you can trust.
Kathy's Cool Spot Airville, opposite the TSTT Exchange in Mayaro. We specialize in all types of meats, dry goods, liquor, beverages, ice, LPG, gas, motor oil supplies, and photocopying. We and take advantage of our specials at reduced prices on liqueur, wholesale and retail. We are open every day, even on public holiday, here at Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited of number 86 Pearville, Mayaro, where our friendly staff will be happy to serve you.
For quality items, visit Super Quality Supermarket of Endeavour Road, Shiguana Industrial Estate, in Trin City, as well as Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket, grocery items, liquor, fresh fruits and vegetables, not forgetting their bed and bath section, and kitchen appliances for your home. With so many items to choose from, take advantage of our great prices and discounts at any of our 3 locations: Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, Endeavour Road, Shiguana, and Cuba. For quality items, Super Quality Supermarket and Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket.
Yes, indeed, and thank you very much for staying with us here at 97.5 FM Hot Like Pepper. Just about 10 minutes here past the hour of 7 o'clock, and that time check came to you to the kind courtesy of Radio 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. Well, as I look out of our studio here in Couva in central Trinidad, it's a bit gloomy this morning, and the Met Office did indicate that we can expect some showers today. So those of you who are heading outside today, as with an umbrella, and those of you who are suffering with any sort of respiratory illnesses, well then you are asked also to take all the necessary precaution. Why? Because there's a heavy blanket of Saharan dust in the air. Before we went to the 7 o'clock newscast, Mukesh, I was talking to you about the death of this 2-year-old girl, Ania, together with her father, Stephen McLeod. And I was hoping that this morning that all those people who would have gathered at the Queen's Park, the Black Lives Matter movement, that some of these people would have been, pounding the pavement this morning in and around Port of Spain or wherever they are, calling for justice over the killing of this young girl, this toddler. But that is not happening. You see, in Trinidad and Tobago, we tend to focus on things that are not what I will call relevant. We just like to copy. Calling for what? You remove, shot and killed.
Well, Black Lives Matter is action taken against racism. If people would not protest if it's black killing black, because that is not racism. Black Lives Matter is against systemic racism that is happening in police service, etc., etc. And here we have, I think it's from Lavanti, these people who are from Tunapuna.
Yeah.
So it Lives Matter. It's an act of crime. It's criminality that has run amok.
No, I am not saying that these people who would have protested, that they are not making much sense. I'm not saying that. The point I'm making here this morning, Mukesh, here it is. We have a runaway crime situation in Trinidad and Tobago, being killed. You have a young girl, a toddler, shot and killed. These people crying out for justice, equality, and what have you. Where are they today? Why are they not saying anything? Here you have Archbishop Jason Gordon is hurting. He said he's hurting. Well, yes, just saying you're hurting, mobilize, call on those criminal elements to put their guns down, call on them to reflect what they are doing to the society, as opposed to what? Finding oxygen for removing Columbus statue and what have you. Utter rubbish. Let's take this call on the line.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Black lives only matter if you die in the United States. If somebody kill you in the United States, die when Black Lives Matter. Over here, I know with the loot and burn down the place and all them things, where they go down there for. And when they go to march, you might get AR and AK coming at you. The Columbus can't do them nothing. If you get it, you have to go to move on Columbus someday, and nobody do nothing, and nobody do nothing. Columbus can't slap them.
Another call on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Good morning again.
Good morning.
Babu, I'm right, Black life matters because this is not black life, this is a crime. But I go and make clear, right, You don't have to buy neighborhoods, you don't have to do no, We have to start getting serious about our people. Understand that we are responsible for our own destiny and forget everybody else. Forget in a history that we have. If we can't respect our history, we can't respect nothing. If you know where you came from, you can't know where you are, and you can't know where you're going. So the more time we spend watching other people and who do what and who do the next, I realized what happened in India. 1.3 million people. 1.3 billion. Trinidad have 1.3 million. 1,000 times less. Don't mark for them business. Mark this right. This is a 2,000 square foot of land here, 2,000 square mile of land here. How we could make things.
With us here this morning. No, the point I'm making here, Mukesh, this morning, we have a runaway crime situation in Trinidad and Tobago. We have over 200 people would have been killed in this country. Over the weekend, this young girl, I hope I get the name correct, and her father, Stephen McLeod, they were killed in Tonopuna on Friday night. I was expecting, and let me repeat, I was expecting that as of this morning, people like Fuad Abu Bakar, all those people who represent the black thinking would have come out this morning and called the criminal elements to put your guns down. Know what you're doing in Trinidad and Tobago. You're killing our people. Pound the pavement. Call on the authority. But they have gone very, very soft.
Well, Kenrick, I don't know why you were expecting that. I was not expecting that. So, they would not, had it been Kamala Persad Visesa in power as Prime Minister, there would have been people dragging mannequin this morning. And in Port of Spain and marching and thing against the murder of this 2-year-old girl. Because, you see, the powers that be would have belonged to another ethnicity. But it is not so. So, you don't know Martin Kenrick?
Well, and no, even some of these people who profess to be leaders in our country, the bright minds, the thinkers, those politicians, they too have gone very soft. They don't say anything. McLeod this morning, Abdullah this morning, giving oxygen to this call to remove Columbus statue. Don't you think he should be concerned about the death of this young girl, this toddler?
I am sure they are looking at it and are concerned, but whether they feel it is at the top of the agenda, it is not on the top of the agenda.
So what is at the top of the agenda?
The statue, Kenrick.
The removal of the statue.
Kenrick, the statue.
Removing the statue, that will stop making any point. No. That is why these politicians are to give this thing oxygen, the removal of Columbus statue.
Politicians wouldn't say anything at this time because they're campaigning and the main focus of politicians is naming their candidates. They have a little problem with that. Look, Labre, they might give that to the executive meeting, the Prime Minister concerning Cleopatra Burrell. Their main focus, they might meeting Prime Minister concerning somebody died, that 2-year-old child. Candidacy, that is...
They're looking at the trappings of office.
People, politicians, election come in.
Hello, good morning, welcome to 975. Good morning.
Morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, sir.
I don't know why all this talk is. Kenrick, you should know better than that. David Abdullah and all them fellows with a small party and all their daughters is going to walk in and say, Van, I think keep their party in power. That's just rhetoric. This thing about pulling down the Christopher Columbus statue, they just to keep their people riled up to do with that. But he, as I tell earlier before, Fawad Abu Bakar and this fella Abdullah to do. They're not going to, that little child life don't matter to them. Let us go back down and show it. Both of us are going to know this one. In 2007, there's a fella named Mark Guerra.
Yes.
When the PNM win, stand up next to Patrick Manning, who was sitting in a chair. And he said, if UNC had won, it would be bloodshed in Central. Patrick Manning smiled. The same thing he went 2 weeks after telling people they light a fire. Remember in front of Ramla poultry depot. And the man telling Patrick Manning, the Prime Minister of the country, we had to push a little weed. What are we to do? They want to give you the work, we had to push weed. And Manning was smiling at that. What do you expect, Kenrick? If the Prime Minister giving you the okay by smiling, and remember in 2007, Mukesh.
Yes, sir.
Remember LA?
Go ahead.
Remember LA truck? And Vernon Paul from Venezuela, the Venezuelan man.
All right. Yes.
Then they want to know how they get the guns here. Remember the institution man and the Manhattan man who had a foot on the wall leaning up when they were loading the gun on LA truck. That is where the guns come from, and that is where the killing start, Kenrick. Remember, when they send the big man down Mokorapo in the Congo in Arima to retrieve the gun, he had to make a hasty retreat, and that is the gun. Anytime you see Alexander and find out, watch it, they go see the whole thing from Venezuela from them, and they tell Vernon Paul, if you come back in China, we're going to kill you. Marguerite tried to put a rank on them, and he get killed in Wallafield.
All right, my friend. Well, thank you for you to go down in that all sort of a history and whatnot. But we thank you very much for your contribution here with us this morning.
My point is that had the UNC been in power this morning, Mannequin would have been dragging in Port of Spain or Kamla Mannequin and thing, concerning this 2-year-old girl. It is the PNM in power. The perpetrators, I mean, very well have the same complexion and thing. So you won't find that, Henrik.
Well, today will be a very interesting day in Mukesh as we shift gears. I'm seeing that bars are opening today.
Yes.
A number of businesses are opening today. The challenge, Mukesh, and I will visit a watering hole this afternoon to see exactly this call on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 975. Good morning.
Good morning, the honorable gentlemen. How are you all this morning?
Well, we're doing fine this morning, my friend. Go ahead.
Let me extend belated Father's Day greetings to you two guys.
Well, thank you, dear. Thank you very much.
I have to put a personal touch.
Yes.
Yeah, you understand? I ain't so rude and disrespectful of the host. I mean to say you all do a tremendous thing, you know. I mean to say when I drink my coffee, I like to get in and put my 2x4. But I want to talk about collateral damage. I hear Kenrick protesting about a 2-year-old boy.
Well, this is the point I'm making this morning, my friend.
2-year-old, instead of we go to the watering hole, let we go and ask Gary, and we got permission for more than 50 years. You understand? I mean to say, everybody should have come out, boy, and protest and have a petition and go to the president and go to the prime minister. Even he and all that saying the thing.
No, but even Gary Griffith himself is making the point this morning. He was hoping that maybe there would have been a number of letters written to him this morning for to protest, but he has not seen anything in light of this young girl killing.
I say we protesting, and Gary, if they come and help you bring out the whole police force and protest.
Well,
we are there policing too, eh?
No, hold on. I calling out Fuad Abu Bakr this morning.
I
calling him out. What is your take? Organize.
No.
Write Gary Griffith a letter telling me you want permission to march. Tell me organizing people.
From Port of Spain down to south and everybody converging in front of the railroad. But the other thing is, why you think they are protesting, boy? Prime Minister say collateral damage. This must be collateral damage for a political party. So they want to come out and make the political party look bad. You understand what I say? It's all kind of thing to play, you know. But I want to go now, and I jump in, right? I want to go to the MP in Moruga, boy. You know why I'm saying so?
No, the sitting MP in Moruga Teamland is one Lovell Francis.
Yeah. He can see lose another election. No, I follow in that closely. I see a former PNM H.E. down there batting for Granger and them, boy, to prevent the declaration and everything.
You're talking about John Jeremy, yes?
Yeah, boy. So I say, them fellas, you see, we have to watch them, you know. And it looked like he going down for something in the future, too. You know, the practice simulating, finding out how the arguments could go. So if by chance it come up in another place in 3 months' time, he go have a little practice down there, arguing petition case and all kind of things.
Look, the people have voted. The people would have decided they want change. Why are these people procrastinating? Why? Why? You tell me.
Well, they don't want a Jersey party to win.
Why?
Well, boy, I really don't know. You remember in that judiciary, a fella said 33 is not the majority of a 65?
Yeah.
A judge say that, you know.
No, but
I could judge in Guyana, you know.
Yeah, but
and I want to put, if it compares to some of the judgment could possibly happen in Trinidad, that what we see, you know, the judiciary too.
No, but throw your mind back to what Granger would have said. He said with the process because he thought he was going to win.
Right.
He thought he was going. So he said that, you know, whatever decision is taken, he is happy. But there are no what you call issues with the election, and he will be satisfied with whatever decision is made. Now, when the ball is in the other court, the argument is against him. he's finding issues with it. Go ahead.
But you know what my problem? Franco Man Ford, you've seen it. A fella by the name of Mango, what kind of thing. Chiefing votes, he inventing votes. The thing is, I wanted, if somebody in Trinidad had carried on 4 plans for him, remember we passed legislation here too. So was he under the influence of those 4 plans?
All right. Well, I hear you, my friend. I will continue. It's in limbo. It's in limbo.
Remember last week I said I will see it when I believe. When I see it, then I go believe it.
Yeah.
Because they are not going to swear in no opposition members yet. The current administration plus GCOM, they are going to prolong this matter. In fact, they may declare it null and void and a number of things, dismiss it and things. So, had the shoe been on the other, Georgetown would have been burning down. It might have burned down already. It is not that. So, again, the PNC under Granger this time, they can do what they want, Kenrick. They, like Bonham, they don't care about the world and what the world have to say about them and things once they are in power. That is the PNC in whoever feel they win the election and they will be sworn in, you have to wait. It's a lengthy period. And until that is done, I would never believe anything. Until that, I have seen it, you know.
No, but at the end of the day, it's the people of Guyana who is hurting. Look, we have a large population of Guyanese in Trinidad.
That doesn't matter to them.
They are hurting over all of this.
That doesn't matter to them, Kenrick.
You have to allow the country to breathe, boy. You cannot. This election was held on the 2nd of March, 22nd of June, and you telling me, Mukesh, that these people cannot make a decision? Huh?
Listen, if Guyanese were hurting, and I'm speaking about all of Guyanese, they would have the riots. Guyanese are not hurting. The PNC supporters are not hurting at all. Maybe the PPP supporters and only they may be hurting, but not the PNC supporters. They may be for a fight. They are again for a fight to defend the administration.
So right now, the entire process is in limbo.
It is limbo, yes,
and this matter will head to the court. What you'll see, it will go to the court, Mukesh.
It will prolong. It is a prolonged matter. Given the uncertainty in Ghana and about the result of the election, is this government valid to sign any agreements with international bodies and all kind of things?
You know, the thing about it, we are not hearing anything of essence coming from our own politicians, opposition, and whoever, talking about what is happening in Guyana. But they had a lot to say about what was happening or is happening in Venezuela.
Yes, well, Guyana and Venezuela is two of our neighbors. They are two of our neighbors. Right now, the election in Guyana, because of the connotations and the similarities to Trinidad and Tobago in terms of ethnicity, and neither party may want to really give an official statement. They should.
All right, Mukesh, I have to get back into the newsroom, but I'll check you back in about 10 or 15 minutes' time.
Yes.
Stay with us here, 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper.
To the hour of 7, it's time we go to a news break. Which, of course, the discussion continues.
Visit Eddie's Pharmacies Limited newest location inside JTA Supermarket, C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando. They offer blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, and pregnancy testing, as well as all pharmaceutical products and open with CDAP prescriptions. Sagicor Carry Care International Medical Card, Guardian Life Provider Card, and Republic Bank points are all accepted at their 3D's Pharmacy Limited. RS Building, Rocha Douglas Road, Barrackpore, GN Building in Pinal, and C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando.
Grand Diamond Hotel invites you to dine exquisite grand opening Chai Thai restaurant situated at LP 12 Golden Grove Road, Piaku. Come and enjoy our authentic Thai and Indian cuisine, and our outdoor terrace would be available from the 22nd to view our indoor and outdoor patio and rooftop restaurant dining. All meats halal. For reservations, call 331-5013-320-1093. Our email address, chaithai19@gmail.com. Open to 10 p.m. daily. Takeaway and delivery services are available 11 a.m. to 2:20 p.m. Secure parking and excellent services.
7:31 in the morning. We just had a drizzle. And that is nice enough to keep them the Saharan dust. Please look a little brighter, a little clearer. Well, I see that considering the politics, and the politics is uppermost in the minds of most people, not really the murder of a 2-year-old child. People barely pay notice to that at this time. And, you know. Well, I see that Shiraz Khan goes after Shoguna's East seat. From your news yesterday. President of the Trinidad Unified Farmers Association, Shiraz Khan, intends to contest the Shoguna's East seat in the upcoming general elections as an independent candidate. Accusing Dr. Keith of not doing enough or anything for farmers, Khan said he decided to take his fight inside. Well, if Shiraz Khan contests Shoguna's East, he will not really be fighting Dr. Rowley. He will be... he will not be fighting Dr. Rowley. He may really be fighting the UNC, who won it by a small margin last time around. That if anybody votes for him, if anybody, that's if anybody. Look, the more people go up in this election, I am happy as a taxpayer. The more money we shall collect for those who would be losing their deposits. Good morning.
Good morning, Mukesh.
Meena Maharaj G, good morning.
Yes, Mukesh, I hear that they want to change the ID card now.
Yes.
Mukesh, there's a political gimmick.
Why would you say that?
And look, a million people, I understand, have to change the ID card.
Did they say that? Did they say they have to do that before election?
Did it say that before the election?
They said it will be done before the election.
I don't think so.
Nice, good. That cannot be done before election.
No, so there's a game, there's a scheme.
No, it's not a scheme. It's just
what it is then?
They just indicate that maybe at some point they will change the ID card.
If it's after election, I don't mind.
Well, it will be. It cannot be done before election. It will be chaos.
Yes.
It will be chaos.
Yeah. Okay, Mukesh, have a great day.
Thank you very much. Yes. All right, that's Meena Maharaj from Tunapuna. I should have asked her. You can give me a call. Have you seen your candidate, David Naked, traverse your area yet? Have you seen the candidate for the PNM also traverse your area? Good morning.
Morning, Mr. Baburam.
Morning, sir.
I mean, we have social media at our disposal, but it's impossible really for much candidate to really transverse that area. They'll have to give us a schedule how you decide to make yourself known in the event you win after the election. And even after you lose, I mean, another 5 years coming up, so if you decide to continue training hard in the ring, you want to know yourself.
Right.
Maybe we might consider voting for the next time around.
Yes.
That is my suggestion to the candidate at this point in time.
Well, okay, thank you very much. In terms of campaigning and people coming to your home, that is to introduce themselves to you and to tell you, listen, I am your candidate, and to solicit your vote. That is what they do. You can't really vote for somebody you have not seen. Most people, but that is to introduce themselves to you. Good morning.
Yes.
Yes.
What you said if I see the candidate?
Have you seen any of the candidates in your? I know they are campaigning already.
No, it's not Tunapuna, eh? You made a mistake.
You are St. Joseph.
Yes, St. Joseph.
Right.
So that guy they call Aloy.
Yes.
Yes, we saw him. He walked the village. He had his PP on. He meet the people and so on. And with the counselor.
They hugging up people and things, yeah?
No, they don't. They're not hugging up. They're not hugging up.
And babies and things. Yeah.
No, they're not hugging up nobody. They're not hugging up babies and things.
All right, yes.
But we didn't see the thing. We don't see him on TV.
So you have not seen, well, France daily and things.
Yeah.
Some countries, they have spike, and then you're not seeing them on the television still.
Yeah.
Here, for how much months we have not have a COVID case.
Yeah.
I mean, only imported, and 3 days a week them on TV and for hours and things.
You only see the village and all that.
Well, it's busy, that is, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right, yes. Well, he's the health minister. The opposition don't, will have more time than him. the candidates for the opposition. Well, concerning again, I don't want to go back to the statue, but they are questioning the relevance now of the Gandhi statue. Good morning.
Yeah, Mr. Well, I'm now seeing on page 20 of the Guardian, yeah. Oh, Abdullah, what he started move to the museum, man.
Yeah.
So the suggestion I'm making just now, right? The museum I got to space all them statues. You got to have a statue museum somewhere in the middle of the country. When you go to visit, you all them statues now. And we put Satmaraj, we put who again you could add to that statue. Because if you can imagine, I used to something years old in Port of Spain there.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
What is it?
In order to make history more relevant to the young ones.
Yes.
But somewhere in Central, look, that was carrying land and all them statues, everybody past Prime Minister, all they want to put. Get a cabinet of the whole country, all they want to put it. When you visit there now, you see all them statues and all the history. They have a statue museum. I think we could twist this for betterment to really country to the children and younger ones coming up.
Very good. Now, the reason why people built statues, long ago, before years, cameras, I'm talking about hundreds and thousands of years. The only way you could depict somebody is through a statue. You take some dirt or so, and build a statue. So the generations to come will see, this important figure, what they look like. So hundreds of years ago, thousands of years ago, people used to build their statues and they make them look important to social media. You have billboards. Everybody have a camera in their hand. We all know how the Prime Minister look. We all know how all the politicians look. All the cultural artists, we know how they look. Statue thing may be outdated, but it's so culturally ingrained in all of us. Again, hundreds and thousands of years ago, this is the only way you could have depicted someone, the king or some ruler, somebody of importance. You build a statue. So when people pass around, they see what the king looked like or some important figure. This is how they look like. Because there were no cameras and film and billboards and television. And today we know how everybody look like. People the world over will know how Donald Trump looked like. There is really no need for these statues again. You don't have anybody looks like. Good morning.
Barbara again. Like, nobody here calling, you start calling that. Yeah. What you're saying there is true, In those days before you had camera and any painting and things, the imagery, the statue was the only thing I could have to remind history or to have a picture of the person. Remember, people are doing a picture or a book and those that disappear. So this kind of, if you look at it, the relevance of statue right now kind of will be kind of fade away.
It is irrelevant. Thank you very much. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, the era we know. Statue is relevant as it was because, as you saying, because you're able to pull up social media and get these things and everybody what they look like.
You don't need to. You don't even need to take children in the museum. This at home and by the computer.
Because my son do research and he had to pull up some picture of Einstein and that was that picture of Einstein looking in different ways. You might go in the museum. That is true right now. It really has much relevance to know.
Long ago, hundreds and thousands of years ago, if you wanted somebody to see what somebody looked like, you take them and look at the statue.
Yeah, but
that's how they look like.
You press a button in your hand. You might press a button. I never looked at this from this angle. Had it not been for that.
Yes.
So, it's really a different way of thinking, a more modern way of thinking. Yeah. All right, there. Somebody shout out.
All right, yes. Okay. 2 in the morning. Well, very shortly we have to go to another commercial break. The thing with statues now supposed to be outdated. The aesthetics of the city, the look of the city, maybe art state. But when they started to build statues and things, there were no cameras and paintings of people were not really popular. So you build a statue and put it down there, that's what they look like. They just look at the statue today. That is not really necessary. Well, the removal of the Columbus statue, people are asking now, what are the removal of Gandhi's statue? They accused them of siding with the British and a number of people. And I don't want to go to the history of Mahatma Gandhi, but I'll tell you something. Those people who are calling for the remove, no, it doesn't matter to me whether the statues are one way or the other. I will go Port of Spain. I will not look at Columbus statue or Mahatma Gandhi statue. Maybe if I am passing and I glimpse it, I don't even stop. But for those who are saying Gandhi made a statement or two, let me remind them it is only because of Mahatma Gandhi that we got our...
Hello?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. You know, I really am surprised at this time, this 2020 year, 2020, that people could campaigning and talking about race in such a nasty manner. I'm looking at television news last night, and Gypsy Maruga addressing a crowd and telling them, you know, I thought he'd leave it like that, but he went on to say he was in the Carrot House, and I run from them, and I come across on the galvanized house. So they do go to the Carrot House. What are you really talking about? You and I know what are you talking about? That is how the race is going on in this country in a different kind of way, degrading people and all kind of thing, right? I can't believe what I hear in here. I don't know if they have laws to stop these things. If we have brilliant lawyers, to pull him before the court. People come, there are certain kind of people who came from Carrot House. What do you hear you really talking about? You represent a party, your political career. If that is what you're talking about, UNC, you started in the Carrot House party. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll comment that in a short while. It's now 7:45 in the morning. Got to go to a commercial break.
Jyoti's Puja Store is your one-stop puja store for all puja, wedding and cremation materials. Also available books, mithai and murti. Jyoti's Puja Store today and be greeted with the kindest and most courteous staff with best prices and secured parking. Jyoti's Puja Store located at 542 Southern Main Road, Chase Village, Shigwanas. Contact 671-3849.
JD Customs Brokerage Services Limited for all your shipping and brokerage needs. We provide import and export, logistics, customs clearance, and consultations. Our friendly your shipment with care and safety. Visit JD Customs Brokerage Services Limited at number 51 Stephen Street, California, or call 221-3425. WhatsApp us at 356-7279 or fax 221-9519. Email us at jdpsltt@gmail.com.
Well, I didn't see considering what didn't look at that newscast. But if Gypsy have said Carrot House and Galvanized House, I don't know if that can redound to anything about race. Maybe there's a subliminal message, a covert message there. I would not be able to pick up that. You see, Carrot have a way of saying things that he could say, it's not that I mean. If you accuse if you accuse a Calypso, that's why they know to sing intelligent, many of them that even they mean it, they can dispute that. They say I didn't say that. Well, it is heating up. Gypsy is campaigning. He knows it's a difficult seat to win. Who knows? Vasan Bharat may very well hold a next meeting with a group of farmers, and Gypsy might be there campaigning again. Who knows? I don't know that. Let's go to the lines. Good morning.
Good morning, Mukesh and Kendrick again.
Yes, good.
Mukesh.
Yes, sir.
It looked like you're a prophet too.
How?
What are you saying about my partner Vasant?
Well, all I'm saying, he might hold a next meeting with a group of farmers.
That's what I said. But I want to send out a SOS. SOS too?
Yeah.
KDs. KDs had a big match for 156. The little child was 216, I believe. So we have a match for 216 in 2020. Because nobody mattered. A small child boy. I mean to say, it's so sad that we're not hearing nothing about that. I talk about that this already. I hope that fella it have a strong PNM support. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I only truck to go down the road and things like that. That is what you have to do for. Don't defend the PNM for stupidness. Encourage people to stand up for what is justice. Crime is under the carpet now. Nobody is thinking about it. But I ain't think it working. It's working. We have to do something as a people. Go and have a nice day.
All right. Well, listen, you see this march against crime? It has done nothing. You see religious leaders calling for prayers and politicians calling for prayers. It has done nothing. I have participated in many marches for crime. People like Sahadeo Bondo, when they had a march, All Enterprise and thing for crime, and I joined him. And Inshan Ishmael, when he had a march for crime from, I joined them. And many marches against crime, I joined. It means nothing. It has solved nothing. Praying is worthless to fight crime. All you need is laws and the enforcement of laws, social structure. You cannot leave people behind. Once people are left behind, if you have and someone don't have, they will come to take what you have. It's simple like that. So, but some people may find, some people may go and work hard and to earn a day's work. Some people, crime is a means, come like a day work for them, eh? Then you have criminals fighting over turf, and that comes along with it. So anyone, forced with the same marching, and there's nothing wrong with that, marching and demonstrating against crime. Who would you demonstrate against? Against crime, would you demonstrate against the government? Well, they're in charge, and they are doing what they believe is the best they can. Well, 7:52, that means Kenry Jagannath is back, and of course Irma Rattansem.
Yes, indeed, and thanks for staying with us here at 9:75. We're heading up to the hour of 8 o'clock. Note that it's just about 7 minutes here to the hour of 8. And that time check came to you through the kind courtesy of radio 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. Mukesh, before we head up to the 8 o'clock newscast, let me again remind the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, especially those of you who are suffering with arrest. There's a heavy blanket of Saharan dust in the air, Mukesh. And according to the Met Office, this condition will be with us for the remainder of the week. I'm around Friday or into Saturday. So those of you who are suffering with, as I said, with any sort of respiratory ailments, please take all the necessary precaution. Drink a lot of water, and wear a mask or so on if you have to venture outside, because the Met Office did indicate that it will be with us for this week. This thick blanket.
A bit hazy, but when I looked down, it was Saharan dust. First, I feel for many years, if not the first time I've seen this blanket so thick of Saharan dust.
Yeah, I mean, and visibility is quite low too, especially early mornings or even late in the evening. Visibility is quite low indeed. If you just want to test the system or to prove the Met Office wrong, well, all you need to do is get outside and see if you can get any visibility of the northern ridge. It's not there. It's not there. It's not there. So it's a situation to continue to live with, Mukesh. Let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 975. Good morning.
Mr. Kenrith.
Yeah, good morning, Kimoti.
Morning, and Mukesh.
Yes, Kim.
You're going to kill a little young dude boys.
Yeah.
Just imagine, and the government doing nothing about the crime boys. and all the trees on them, getting the Sarah Dust and the Lee boy, all the trees on them, all over.
Okay, Kimoti, well, we hear you, yeah. Well, we mentioned that this morning, and as I said, I took seriously to the fact that, people are not calling on the authorities and crying out for justice this morning over the death of this toddler father. Look, we have become so numb to the crime situation in this country, Mukesh. It's just another statistic.
The only march we will see, Kenrick, is people marching for votes, candidates. I mean, this is the time to do that. You are marching as usual. How many times, and I just mentioned the amount of times I joined a march. It's useless. It's worthless. It brings no result. Praying, the amount of time I hear they're going to pray against crime, it is useless. It is worthless to pray. What is the benefits? You judge.
I am saying, look, this morning we heard from Archbishop Jason Gordon talking about the crime situation, and he is hurting. Okay, fine, you are hurting. But have you mounted, or are you prepared any challenge? Are you prepared to organize the various churches, various groups, placard the authorities of the day around the Prime Minister's residence, around the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service headquarters, calling on the authorities that, look, we are fed up with the crime situation in the country. We are totally fed up. I'm surprised that you're not hearing anything from people like David Mohammed. You're not hearing anything from Fuad Abu Bakr. Nothing from these people. Nothing at all. A bunch of jokers.
Look, Fuad Abu Bakr looking to be a candidate, and he has failed with the PNM candidacy. So leave Fuad. David Mohammed, his main focus is something beyond this crime situation, is looking for an excuse for people who have found themselves without means. Let me say, for the downtrodden, he tried to uplift the downtrodden by saying, listen, work a little harder, and etc., etc. He's looking for excuse for them.
Well, some of these people continue to make excuses, because they do not want to come to terms with the reality as to what is happening in Trinidad and Tobago. Young black people are being killed on a daily basis. Who killing these people? Not me. So finding the necessary oxygen, one of my favorite words, to call on the authorities of the day to look at what is happening in Trinidad and Tobago.
Coming back to the march, I joined that march with Sahade Bundo once.
Sahade Bundo, yes.
Former late councillor.
Yeah, he was a councillor, yes.
Yeah, very active gentleman, and some enterprises are hotspots, criminal hotspots. So somebody in this constituency died and things. And when we passing through enterprise, people laughing. In their mind, you could see to their face, look at them fool. Yeah, you understand? When you marching and show, politician will do the same thing because I need to do something.
Yeah.
But I know there will be no result. There was no result in that. No result. So as a politician, you want to make sure, listen, Ramona Ramdial and a set of UNC people, and I'm saying Ramona because I live in a constituency, held a number of meetings and hold police and join with the community and things. What is the result of that? Now, as the MP, you have to do something. You may believe in me, but has that resulted in anything? Police and community coming together? Nothing works. It does not. It needs a good social structure in this country. It needs the laws being enforced and all these things. If, Kenrick, I don't have, I come in for the food you have. If I cannot get it anywhere, right? But also, if my mindset tell me, listen, to get rich quick or die young. There are people who are prepared to wait 20 years to get money to buy a house. There are people who want to get the money now. How do you get the money now, Kenrick?
All right, Mukesh, let's leave it there for a while because we need to head up to the 8 o'clock newscast. And when we come back, we'll continue with our discussion right here, 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. Stay with us, 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper.
Time has come. New 97.5. Make it
U97.5
107.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio.
Power to the listeners.
It is now time. News to the hour, brought to you by Crystal Beverages Company, Super Quality Supermarket, Sheikh Elisha Limited, and the Trinidad and Tobago Newsday.
The road carnage continues. This, as an accident along the Churchill-Roosevelt Highway in Trin-City has left 1 dead and 5 others hospitalized. Police reports indicate that Nico standing at the side of the road around 9 a.m. yesterday when a group of vehicles were driving near the Holiday Inn Express. One of the drivers swerved to avoid colliding and lost control of his vehicle and knocked down Figueroa. The woman was taken to the Arima Hospital where she died. Investigations are continuing. A report is done from Stephen Trace Malabar remains warded in a serious condition at the Eric Williams Medical Complex up to last evening. Included a submachine gun and a pistol. Reports are that officers of the Western Division Task Force conducted an Operation Restoration exercise in the Cokery district yesterday. That should be acting on information regarding Place Cokery where they conducted a search. Officers discovered and seized 1 pistol with 5 rounds of ammunition as well as 1 MP5 submachine gun with 2 magazines containing 43 rounds of 9mm ammunition. 5 men were arrested with the find. In Trinidad and Tobago on Sunday reached unhealthy levels as a strong concentration of Trinidad and Tobago. The Met Office has advised that current concentration is associated with a thick plume of Saharan dust making its way across the Caribbean islands. These conditions are expected to persist for the week ahead until at least Friday. The Public Transport Service Corporation says it will be operating at 100% capacity once more from today. This as government continues to relax the COVID-19 restrictions. In a release issued, the PTSC advises good news for nationals. This as the Emperor Valley Zoo reopened its gates today to members of the public to visit their favorite animals and spend family time. However, citizens are being advised that when visit to ensure the safety and well-being of visitors and guests at the facilities. Visiting hours for the zoo are from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Had hired Cambridge Analytica, the United Kingdom political consulting firm that de facto Prime Minister Moses Nagamootoo, who said that the former president had invited foreign interference since 2013 to conduct race-based interference in Guyana's national affairs. And your weather forecast for today continues to be generally hazy and windy at times with occasional intervals of showers. The maximum temperature 32 degrees Celsius. High tides at 5:32 p.m., low tides at 11:04 a.m. and 10:16 p.m. Join us again at 10 a.m. for another news update. I am Uma Ratan Singh. Good morning.
That was Major News to the Hour, brought to you by Crystal Beverages Company, Super Quality Supermarket, Sheikh Elisha Limited, and the Trinidad and Tobago Newsday. A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited of 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. For all your hardware materials from foundation to finish. Not forgetting all your general contracting needs. We have it all at A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited, located at 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. Just call Tiki Ali 2180.
C&S Hardware are wholesalers and retailers of plywood, an assortment of lumber, galvanized pipe, hollow section, and steel. Special prices on white pine and pitch pine doors.
Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited, number 86 Pearville, opposite the TSTT Exchange in Mayaro. We specialize in all types of meats, dry goods, liquor, beverages, ice, LPG, gas, motor oils, stationery supplies, and photocopying. We also provide rentals of tents and chairs for your every occasion. Come in and take advantage of our specials at reduced wholesale and retail. We are open every day, even on public holidays, for your convenience. TT Enterprises Limited of number 86 Pearville, Mayaro, where our friendly staff will be happy to serve you.
For quality items, visit Super Quality Supermarket of Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, as well as Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket, Cuba Car Park, for all your grocery items, liquor, fresh fruits, and vegetables, not forgetting their bed and bath section, and kitchen appliances for your home. With so many items to choose from, locations, Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Cuba. For quality items, Super Quality Supermarket and Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket.
Yes, indeed, and welcome back to 975 FM Hotlight Pepper. Just about 10 minutes here past the hour of 8 o'clock, and that time check came to you through the kind courtesy of radio 975 FM Hotlight Pepper. Note that you can call us this 6367547 and 2275739 as we await your call. Mukesh, in the newsroom there, I was just going through my messages, and the narrative to me is getting to a stage where it is bordering on. Here it is. We have this call now coming from David Abdullah, who is the head of the Movement for Social Justice. Given this entire matter oxygen, so to speak, he is calling for the removal of the statue of Mahatma Gandhi. I don't know how well you know South Trinidad, Mukesh, that the name of that village was a bit derogatory. So they renamed the village Gandhi Village. Are we saying now today, Mukesh, that that village will be renamed? The name Gandhi. If you take so much offense over the contribution Mahatma Gandhi would have made to the world relevance to Trinidad and Tobago, you want to remove his statue. What of the name of that village? When is this narrative going to stop? When is this ridiculous narrative going to stop? Removing of statues. So are we going to say that that entire village will be renamed because it reminds you of Mahatma Gandhi? Hello, good morning, and welcome to 975. Good morning.
Ken.
Good morning.
Mukesh, to me, and this is my position, is that a dog whistle for racist divide? I believe so, because in the race, and from my vantage, he's supporting. We could probably get some votes if he continue to push it ahead. But what I want to say, I want to make a statue of him, and you know what position I want the statue? Remember, there was a famous clip around the Red House where they raised him up by the back of his pants, and he was tiptoeing and they were squeezing something. Make up a statue of him in that position and put it in Woodford Square to show people what has happened to the country, how the police and everybody was turning against peaceful marching. Put him in that position and put a statue of it.
You see, these people who continue to express this entire narrative about removing the statue of you, to me, they are so misguided. There are more relevant issues facing us in this country than such. more relevant. David Abdullah, as a Labour leader, should call on the authorities of the day, Mukesh, to get greater reform for more legislation to protect workers, as is happening now before the industrial court. Let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
People who are calling for Gandhi's statue removal are uninformed. They do not know that Gandhi was responsible for independence of the British colonies. Let me explain to them. I hope they listen this. England had all these colonies producing. India was its greatest consumer market. When Gandhi decided to fight against England, he didn't pick up guns, using their produce. When they stopped using their produce, what happened? Who is going to consume? Where is the money going to come from? And then with that, the cost of labor went up. Just put that together. I don't have to go into all the single details. Anybody that's intelligent knows what I'm talking about. And with that, Britain had no choice but to let her colonies go. She couldn't keep them. It was not economic. Gandhi, and what he did in India to close down our consumer market, we'd probably still be in the cane field, the cocoa field. So all these people who are, they never sit down and went and study their own history. They didn't study history, they didn't study their own culture, nothing. They know nothing about nothing. And somebody come and make a statement, get rid of that. In America, you know, in America. And the copycats don't get jump on that because they don't have a brain. They don't have a brain to think on their own. Thank you much.
Okay, well, thank you very much for your contribution here with me this morning. And one must note too, Mukesh, that the contribution of Gandhi, great leaders of the world.
What I can say, Kenrick, is that, from what I've read, Abdullah didn't call for the removal. He didn't call for it. Nor does he support it. There may be others who may be so inclined. But, he has not. People will not necessarily want to ask for the removal of the Gandhi statue en masse because the repercussions locally may not be the same as Black Lives Matter.
But he's also given life or adding fuel to the fire, where he's talking for the removal or the renaming of streets who colonial masters who would have, in his view, would have oppressed the people of Trinidad and Tobago, the renaming of streets. I say, to what end, Mukesh? This is what I'm saying. To what end? What are you hoping to achieve by all of this?
Listen, historical figures operated during a certain time. So somebody living in 19th situation is different from ours. Mm-hmm. We can only, act according to our time. Those who engaged in the slave trade, they acted. I have always said, slavery is an act of history. Indentureship is an act of history because it happened during a period that is different from ours.
It's a very sexual, or appetite for sex, more so
for the flesh.
The flesh trade coming out of, let's say, South America and so on. We have an appetite for that in the Caribbean, and that's a report that came out there in the Caribbean, Trinidad and Tobago. Morning.
Good morning, Henry. Good morning, Mr. Mukesh, and good morning, Trinidad and Tobago.
As I talk about sex, you have to call it, boy. Go ahead.
Kenrick, listen to me, and I could tell, on my behalf, I can say I understand and feel the suffering with respiratory disease or illnesses, as we would say. One of the main things is that you're having an itchy, you're having a sort of a dry cough, a sore throat, and many people are afraid to venture to the health facility or to a drugstore because people might call and say they have COVID. And this is something, we need to pay attention to. If a cough or you have runny, scratchy, watery eye, that means to say that you have a symptom of COVID.
Well, it's because of the Saharan.
That's why I said I understand and I sympathize with every single person who suffers with respiratory illness. I am going through hell with it right now. When I mean hell, I'm going through real hell with it. I have already purchased maybe more dust, and people really need to who cannot take the outside doors right now, they have to stay inside.
Yeah,
I'm
well-
going to finish work in a little while and head back home.
All right. So what's on your mind again, apart from that?
Well, Kendrick, I'm seeing on social media many of the aspiring ministers who is vying for this election is cleaning drains and rivers. How come I'm not seeing that in my community?
Well, call on your MP, my friend. Call on your MP.
We at the station just talk about the only time you really see an MP or a person to be an MP is when the election time come wrong. That's fact. Because after the election is over, you really don't see them. Even if you make an appointment, they cancel your appointment. But I have a question, I want to ask really and truly Kenrick. After listening to the Prime Minister on his meeting that he addressed the nation and the media, are we really in line to have an election this year?
Yeah. The Prime Minister promised an election this year. He said an election will be called when it is due.
No, wait, hold up. When it is due. But I can vaguely remember he said also we are part of CARICOM where our neighbors are opening up their borders. We will not do so. This is Trinidad and Tobago business. We will not do so. Meaning to say, Kenrick, and he do decide to call the election. Both people of the People's National Movement and United National Congress have people outside of Trinidad and Tobago. They would love to come back in to cast their ballot. That's the reason why I'm asking the question. Are we really in line or inclined to have an election this year as COVID-19 is still with us? Have a pleasant good morning.
All right, well, thank you. Well, let me respond to you in this way. The Prime Minister did not say that nationals living abroad will not be allowed into the country, He said they will accept you into the country. Once you make an application and you want to come back home, provisions will be made for you. But that the election will go on as usual, according to the Prime Minister. And as he talk about the borders, and I totally agree with him. If you read what is happening in the region right now, there is in Guyana, Mukesh, I'm sure that you're aware of that. I think yesterday there would have been 2 reported cases in Guyana. Also cases continue to spiral in Suriname and even in Jamaica. So we have to take into consideration that if we open the borders, we can have a situation in this country which we will be overwhelmed with. Let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Morning, Kenrick. Morning,
Good morning. Good morning. What's happening?
Candidate for Sugarnas West Rambilial or whatever he is.
Dinesh.
Right, a lawyer.
And I see my good friend here, Mukesh, is smiling this morning. I don't know why. Go ahead.
Right. What happened is that we had Gangasingh, who was the MP for that area, right? Now, we had poor representation. This is my view, right? For the past 5 years that he was elected, right? No, because this young boy. My thing is with these fellas and them, who is the person as MP, they have a job. This young boy who is representing 180 people, and how are you going to represent? Are you not other than have a campaign already and representing people? How that could work? I mean, if you put somebody, let them be in Shogunas or North or South. Let that be the only job. You see, we putting people, and after the election, you're not seeing them again. And because they're holding different portfolios, they collect every month, they collect 2 and 3 salaries. And this is the problem that we have, and we will continue to have this until we stand up and say, this is your only job. If you're representing this area, this is your only job.
All right, I hear you. Okay. Well, that's a call coming from various quarters. Members of Parliament should not, hold on to other jobs. They should be a full-time member of Parliament. Go ahead.
Well, the previous caller, when he spoke about whether election will be called this year, yes. The Constitution does not provide for election afterwards. It provides for election within the 5 years or 3 months afterwards. An election must be held. Anything afterwards, then our government will be unconstitutional and will hold no sway. We will be without a government.
No, but his other point, and Larry's point is this: well, okay, fine, if we have an election and our borders are closed.
Whether borders close or open, an election will be held. An election must be held. In line with the Constitution. Anything other than that, if it goes above, over that, then we won't have a government.
Good morning. Well, first time I'm calling, but I just want to find out if this does work. So, like how elections coming up, what about these people who sending out the box on them, right? ABC, or you call them. What about if them put a set of thing and just saying, like, they come to table and
always have, and they don't put a set of voting thing on that could happen or no?
Well, because an election is not run by a government of the day. An election is run, operated, conducted by the Election and Boundaries Commission, which ought to be or should be an independent organization.
Well, you have representatives of parties within the polling booth, and the ballot box must be opened.
That's right.
And shown to them that it is empty, and then put there.
That is why you have a candidate, representative, a candidate agent, and so on, to appreciate and understand that the electoral process is free and fair.
Move on to, because I forgot one of the contributions I wanted to respond to, is that I see the HGCs wants more buildings to build houses also. Since we have the days of the P&M, houses, before houses before houses and all, what's that thing? But a number of farmland all over the place has been bulldozed for housing. Now, Wallerfield, which is a known agricultural place also, they are bulldozed. HGC now is bulldozing farmland for houses, productive farmland. That is another issue.
Well, fine. We would have spoken about this. We talk about a land use policy. Is there a land use policy, Mukesh? Do we have a land use policy in this country? Or do we do things arbitrarily? I read with interest to a report in one of the newspapers over the weekend. Areas are now being... I am asking, where is our... Those people, you're talking about conversation... protected areas. We're talking here about forest rangers and in Trinidad, Mukesh. Do we have forest rangers in Trinidad, or is it that we need to give more resources to the Ministry of Agriculture, the Environmental Management Authority, and so on? Because you can balance in whatever you're doing. I am not saying that don't build houses, but you need to protect our environment too. How do you strike that balance? Let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome.
The year we live in right now, right? It shouldn't be difficult for MP to get around to his constituency if he care or if he wants to manage it, right? I believe it's a matter of managing it, because at the end of the day, it's one button. At the end of the day, some system could be put in place, and by the MP most of the time working together, and split them together and be more. Because I think the campaign this year really is representation, and as far as I look at it, the representation and how they intend to improve the representation of the party, because it's a lacking on both sides there of the fence. Is a thing of lacking representation itself. So I think
employment, so to speak, of course, so that you can focus on representing the people as opposed to having other interests.
Well, it depends on the people. If the people so desire, then it will happen. If they're done with that, so long politicians have been speaking about full-time position for member of parliament. Now, the current crop would not want that. They want a job on the outside. This MP come like a sideline. So they come once a week by their office and try to help people. Then they go and sit in parliament a little bit and then fix for the week. The salary at the end of the month, if they serve 2 terms, the pension running for the rest of they're good, Dick Henrik. However, if you and I and the public out there wants our members of parliament to be full-time, then we will demand that. We will demand in this political season, in this campaign season, we are going to election. The political fraternity, whether the PNM or the UNC put that in the manifesto. However, not because in the manifesto mean they could do it.
Hello, good morning. Welcome to 975. Good morning.
Ken, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
What's the latest in the Ghana election? It's more than 100 days now.
Well, look, I think today the court will make a decision whether they will direct the Guyana Election Commission to declare results in a particular way. Right now the situation is in limbo. So the matter is now being heard today, and I think a decision will go ahead.
You don't know what time, Ken?
I cannot say, but probably later in the afternoon.
All right, thanks a lot.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
I'm interested in what's happening with them.
Yeah, well, not you too. I mean, a number of Trinidadians are interested to find out what's really going on in Guyana. No, one must take into consideration too that we have one John Jeremy, a former Attorney General of Trinidad and Tobago. He is part of the entire process.
Now, this government is supposed to be invalid in Guyana. The time is supposed to be expired. This is why the system of governments. Now, in Trinidad and Tobago, the president could step in. the president could step in just in case the government expire, no election was called, etc., 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 and maybe appoint an interim government to run. Who in Guyana, the biggest person is the president. He come like our prime minister, come like the president of Guyana, and the prime minister of Guyana come like the president of Trinidad. It's a kind of exchange role. It's a different form of government they have.
No, but even I read it in Interest too last week, where former CARICOM Secretary General, one Sridhar Rampal, he also too is calling for good sense to prevail. I mean, it has been ongoing for the longest while. You had a CARICOM team, making certain points and what have you, and as I said, the situation is in limbo.
So Sridhar Rampal is a stalwart of the PNC. He serves as Attorney General under the PNC. They're the same party that great. So Sridhar Rampal would not say anything against the PNC. All call asking for good sense to prevail. And to hear there's a big statement. There's a big statement from a former Attorney General, CARICOM Secretary and whatever. There's a big statement for you to make.
But Mukesh, you telling me in a country of, let's say, 800,000 people, a decision cannot be made to move on with the governing the country? I find it to even appreciate exactly what's going on in Guyana.
Well, a decision has been made. It's just to be announced. The electorate has made their decision. GCOM is refusing to announce the decision. And, of course, the collaboration of the government of the day of Guyana. They have done so before. They are doing it again. And history is repeating itself. How the outcome is because, again, it comes to who stand. You see, we have Fiji, Suriname, Guyana, Trinidad. It's the same thing.
I hear you. I think we need to get into some commercial.
Opposite the TSTT Exchange in Mayaro. We specialize in all types of meats, dry goods, liquor, beverages, ice, LPG, gas, motor oils, stationery supply. We also provide rentals of tents and chairs for your every occasion. Come in and take advantage of our specials at reduced prices on liquor, wholesale and retail. We are open every day, even on public holidays for your convenience. Here at Cathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited of number 86 Pearville, Mayaro, where our friendly staff will be happy to serve you.
Kelton Puran Manufacturers Limited of 44 Bay Road, Bamboo Village, La Romaine. Manufacturers, wholesalers, and importers of wheelbarrows, ridging, roof bolts, hold-down bolts, nipples, washers, hinges, sag rod, shovels, spades, door frames, etc. Telephone them on 657-4716 and fax 952. Email us at keltonpuran.mltd@yahoo.com.
Yes, as we head up to the hour of 8 o'clock, just about 26 minutes here to the hour of 9 rather, my apologies. Note that at the top of the hour, you can join the Bees Hi-Fi of 12 today for some beautiful music from our studio here in Couva in central Trinidad. And as we touch on our studio here, let me remind you that you can you just go into YouTube and you type in RCL, that is Rhythm Communications Limited, RCL U975, and you can catch us live. That's our domain, RCL U975, and you can catch us live on YouTube. You can also post your comments and share any thoughts this morning. Note, you can call us this morning at 636-7547, 227-5739 as we move up to the hour of 9 o'clock.
And news people, it's not really the death of the 2-year-old child, Kenrick, or Black Lives Matter, or candidates. I think the most important news our listeners want to hear is what time the bar opening. That may be the.
Well, I would imagine that bars would be open by now from 8 o'clock this morning.
It might have bank line and things.
Yeah, but note, bars, restaurant, and so on, they close at 10. You close at 10 tonight, right?
Yes.
We have this caller on the line.
In Egypt Village.
Yes, Egypt Village. Yes.
And, the bill has said, when the carpenter is going to build the bill has said to sit down and have the lunch and things like that. one of that remained sharp. Went and planted two okra tree, two cucumber and all kind of thing. And they say, look, they want to put farmers off the land and this and that. And they get a CNN partner from Port of Spain to come and film it. And looking up farmers. But that is not their place. There's some pushers from inside Egypt come there to try a thing to see if they could get it.
No, but I've been calling for the longest while for a land use policy. What is it? Do we have a land use policy?
Yes.
I have been calling on that.
I think, I'm sorry to cut you, but what's his name? Ramesh Lawrence Maharaj. He had called for a land policy when he gave you 16 years. That you feel it? Yes, I think the policies here, you have to go and look up. I think on that panel they were saying about that.
All right,
on that Ramesh. All
okay.
right.
All right. Thank you very much. To the caller who was asking about what is, I read this for him this morning. The Court of Appeal on Saturday said it would hand down a ruling today on a motion filed by a private citizen seeking a series of orders to stop the Guyana Elections Commission from moving ahead with the declaration of the results from the disputed March 2nd regional and general election. Before, a ruling will be made today, and we'll just see how it pans out during the later on this afternoon and into today. The Court of Appeal Justices Rishi Prasad, Dawn Gregory, and High Court Judge Brassington Reynolds, they are part of the group, the Court of Appeal, that will hand down a judgment today. We'll just have to see or note what sort of decision is made.
Well, what is happening in Guyana seems to me to be unprecedented. I don't know if you know of any precedent like this. So it's unprecedented. It means if it works out for the ruling party, then it could be some other government somewhere in the Caribbean. And they want to create a disputed election to stay in office. Might do the same thing.
And here it is. You have one individual who is, taking this matter further, and she's seeking to prevent Chief Election Officer Keith Lowenfield from providing a report as requested by the Guyana Election Commission retired Justice Claudette Singh. So it's a ball of confusion. It's a ball of confusion. I don't know how this will peter out. I just do not know.
Well, all we are seeing is that the ruling party is, and we will see it manifested, Kenrick, any means possible at some point in time.
And let's move on to another burning issue, coronavirus. The Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley, said that our borders will remain closed. We can only anticipate that the borders may open if they are reduced, if the numbers favors the government of Trinidad and Tobago. I say that to you because when you look at what is happening elsewhere, even as businesses continue to open and continue to function, business people, Mukesh, in North America, wherever they are very concerned about a new wave of the coronavirus. I was listening this morning to CNN. Business people are very concerned about reopening of businesses. People are not adhering to the guidelines as provided by the various ministries of health and what have you.
Countries need money in order to run their business. We cannot remain isolated for too much in the distant future, because there are countries who are forcing themselves to open. There are countries who are forcing themselves to open because of the COVID-19. There are so many infections, but they have to open. Travel will have to take place at some point in time. Time will tell. No one can guess at this time.
Well, it's interesting to note as we talk about bars opening today, Mukesh. It will be quite interesting to see how patrons behave in their favorite watering holes, whether they continue to observe social distancing, sanitizing their hands, walking into the establishment, so to speak, of course, with a mask on. And when you sip in that favorite beverage of yours, you have to pull off the mask and so on. It would be a real challenge, Mukesh, for the proprietors of these business places.
Would there be a line outside the bar waiting for when somebody come out for them to enter? Because listen, people who go in the bar sometimes go to spend the day.
True.
They go to spend the day. It is not, I am sure all the television cameras will not be focused on the Prime Minister, on the opposition leader, on crime. All them cameras may be positioned by outside some bar at this time.
At favorite watering holes.
Yes. Must be, over there. So
good news too that, people can go back to beaches. You can go back to your rivers. there was a positive came out of all of this COVID-19 and the restrictions, you know.
Yes.
The rivers were clean, there no garbage.
Yes.
The beaches, and people were applauding the fact that marine life continued to exist in a particular way because people were not polluting as they were accustomed to.
The animals were happy. The animals were coming out, you know. It was something new to the animals. Now when you hear music must all the time start by chorus already. Fires lighting already. All them things happening.
Yeah, interesting. And also to Mukesh too, well, malls will be open in full as of today. But people, I'm just saying this to you because I don't want people to be misguided. I'm just trying to share information with you. You still need to observe social distancing. You still need to wear a mask. No mask, no service.
Well, you know, that is the official word. Kendrick, that is the official word. No mask, no service. That's the official word. I have seen people, the sign, and you could enter without a mask. So it happened to me yesterday. It's bad for me to say that in the air. I left my mask in the car when I realized by everybody's door. But a very small establishment, I saw the sign. No mask. So I entered without my mask too.
And it's interesting because I saw a photograph of, it's on page 3 of today's edition of the newspaper. We have two gentlemen actually measuring with a tape the distance between two tables. That's not going to prevail, Mukesh.
No,
Trust me, that's not going to happen. No. People are going to walk into bars without masks. They're not going to observe social distancing. They're not going to they're not going to observe that. In the main, they will continue to do things as usual, as though, well, you know, we do not have there's no risk of getting the virus.
Well, from the beginning, the bar owners may try their best. Will do their best to make the customer all hell will break loose.
Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Again.
Hey, good morning, Brian. How are you doing? What's happening?
I'm good, and good morning, Sir Mukesh.
Good morning, sir.
Unfortunately, I can't hear you all at all on the radio. I really don't know why.
Well, you can catch us on YouTube, you know, Brian.
Well, Brian, you always make that comment. What I would recommend is buy a new radio.
Can you say it again, Mukesh?
You always make us properly on your radio. Well, buy. Or ask someone to donate one for you, the party or somebody.
Oh, where I am is just probably the clearance is a little bad to hear.
All right. So what's on your mind? We are hearing you loud and clear. Go ahead.
Well, as you can see, we continue to have our candidates being put out, and we have some very young, dynamic, new candidates coming in. Especially like with the Soko Saigram. She's a very young lady by name. I know very well, and I'm very happy that she was selected. She brings, especially to the table, the knowledge of her constituency. And she is directly from Soko Saigram.
Yeah, so you're sounding as though you're her campaign manager, boy.
No. No, well, Soko Saigram falls under the North region.
Of which you are the coordinator.
Yes, and I very much am quite aware.
Well, share some news that we read about that. Share with us this morning, if you can. Who's the candidate for Tabakit? Who's the candidate for Naparima? My own constituency, I want to know who's the candidate for Naparima.
Well, those constituencies, unfortunately, do not fall under me. However, I do know that the incumbent was Rodney Charles was screened, right? There are a lot of dynamics. Unfortunately, I can't give out those information as I would process them. However, whoever is selected will be a winning UNC candidate.
All right. Well, I hear you, Brian. I hear you. You're sounding very upbeat indeed, given the fact that more candidates would have been named over the weekend. Young candidates too, and one this young man Dinesh Rambali. I don't know much of him. Speculating that maybe the current mayor of Chaguanas would have been given the nod to contest the Chaguanas United National Congress, but that has not happened. The candidate there is Dinesh Rambali.
Well, Kendrick, as a political leader, political leaders has a plan for two things: is either you win an election or you lose. So, if you are a political leader, you also plan if you lose an election. the more new candidates you put forward, the safer your position.
Because there's no track record.
Because these people will be glad, happy with you for putting them as a candidate. So if you find yourself in opposition in the candidate in parliament now, you are safe. But if you lose or win, you prepare yourself.
Oh, let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. I know it's late, but I got up late, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I hear you all talking about the COVID mask wearers and non-wearers, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And, well, I want to say that on the expo and the open, right?
Mm-hmm.
I went to one of them over last week, and even the vendors, the people who are selling, they are not wearing. So what sort of example are they setting for the customers? Mask no service. They are not wearing any. And I run out of these places as fast as possible. And the new normal now in Limehead Road, the big trucks that are using it as a highway, they are excessively speeding. And early morning you hear them rattling going on the road, they're shaking up people's houses, etc. And I don't know if tertiary roads, or maybe send a police officer to monitor these trucks and maybe charge them for speeding.
But Limehead, where you live, you have some speed humps there, and you have some humps in the road.
That's quite up by the school on the eastern side.
But you're not too far from there.
No, I am far from there.
All right. Kilometers an hour in secondary roads, the speed limit would be reduced. Whether or not you have drivers would adhere to the speed limit is another question altogether. Let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning, Brian.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
You know, the political leader of the UNC is responding to one of the major criticisms was that the UNC needed to put new faces. And she is doing that when she started in 2015, when she changed her national executive, where all elected, we're elected. I am a part of that new change. She brought it to the local election. She brought it in again in the next local election. In 2017, with the next national election, she also brought in new persons further. So she's also keeping in that trend with the general election, saying, get up for a new candidate, but you want new people. People calling in, right? And she has brought in that.
All right, well, we hear you, Brian.
Well, I can only respond to you after the election, and I'll tell you, then we'll know who is right and who is wrong. You know, after the election, then we'll know.
Well, I read with interest to this gentleman, Mukesh, Shiraz Khan, who is the head of the Farmers Association. I don't know whether he have any membership in that association. I do not know. But he is now offering himself as an independent candidate for the Shoguna's East seat.
Well, I am happy as a taxpayer, more money to go in the treasury. He managed to take away a couple hundred votes. You know, it may affect the UNC, not the PNM.
Okay, let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Final contribution.
Yeah, go ahead, Brian, quickly.
I thought Shiraz Khan was a member of the MSC. I'm a little confused with him. Just conveniently find their voice. Because this is the same man who dragged a mannequin of Kamala Prasad Center, took a rope and beat her with it. You have where Spectratron was closed down, all of thrown in our room and say, Christopher Rowley is a damn blasted liar. And all of a sudden, you can't hear him again. You just saw what happened in Waterfield with the farmers. Why didn't you go and stand with the farmers in Waterfield? So now all of a sudden, I'm going to be independent. I'm going to be independent. Well, maybe because he keeps that on a good Mukesh, not only will he lose, he will lose his deposit. And I don't see him affected.
All right, well, we thank you very much, Brian, for your contribution. Well, Mukesh, we're heading up to the hour.
Yes.
It's about that time for the day, yeah? And invite our audience to be with us again tomorrow, just after the 6 o'clock hour. Note, folks, before we exit the studio here this morning, that there's a great presence of Saharan dust in the air. It is affecting me because I'm having this dry cough. And you, if you're suffering with respiratory ailments, well, drink a lot of water here this morning, because this Saharan dust, this blanket of dust, will be with us for the entire week. So, take care of yourself outside here, people. I am Ken McDragonaut.
I am Mukesh Baburam.
You can catch us again on tomorrow, just after the 6 o'clock hour. Take care, people. We are out of here.
KY's Electrical, so your plumbing and electrical supplies, water heaters, filters and water pumps, plus all parts for Gould, Pentax and Leo pumps. Choose from leading brands such as Cooper, Varma, BTCino, Leviton and General Electric. Call 665-6954 for more information. KY's Electrical Supplies Limited of Southern Main Road, Canoopia.